I feel you're Gar-O'd for a tough like the Toonz at this point, and it'd be pretty Gar-rude of me not to oblige. Yo, dudes and dudettes, your friendly neighborhood Jaxblade is back with another episode of Tough Like the Toonz, and I've been waiting for a long time to do an episode of Garou or Garou. Yeah, Garou. Yeah, I keep always saying it like Garou because of like, you know, Garurumon. Like I always think of it that way. Now, Garou is one of those characters that's trained his entire life, and it clearly shows, but instead of using his powers for good, he uses them for evil to become the Hero Slayer, the monster that he wants to be. So of course I had to hook my boy up with a Tough Like the Toonz because my boy is Jack. Like you see those traps in that back, god damn, more definition than a dictionary. Gotta give my boy his props. So for today's routine, we're going to be focusing on combining hybrid training. If you saw my last video on the benefits of calisthenics and weight training, then this is just going hand in hand with that of how you can do hybrid training to get the best results for each whirl. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 3 full body workouts, though if you want to, you can do a push-pull leg split as well. Like again, at the end, I'll always have variations, but we're going to be alternating calisthenics and weight training. So we're going to be primarily focusing on compound lifts through calisthenics and weight training. Again, this may start off like, oh, this is easy, but it's gonna get way more challenging when you get through the workout. So make sure you're warmed up, like you do either of my warm-up routines I got on my channel. Make sure you are hydrated, like at least have 2 bottles of water in you for 1 hour prior to starting this workout. And remember just to always just get nice and loosey-goosey because we're gonna be working hard, we're gonna be breaking a sweat, we're gonna be doing all sorts of stuff like that. So get ready, prepare yourself, and time to become a Hero Slayer. Alright, let's start this bad boy off with some good old-fashioned bench press. I know a lot of you always ask, Jax, why do you always use dumbbells for bench press? Well, I only use them because of my shoulder impingement I developed back in 2013. This is what I feel can work my chest and triceps and the anterior deltoid and not have any issues with it. Like when I do bench press, I need to watch like the way I do it. Like it's easier for me to demonstrate when I do dumbbells. But for you watching this, by all means, use a barbell bench press. Barbell bench press is just as great, if not better. Like I just like it because of the stretch, and I just like the fact that it keeps my shoulder nice and safe. But we're going to start off with approximately 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps of this because you want to build that muscle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to superset this with some anime god makers. Yeah, some clap anime god makers. You know, just clap push-ups for all y'all out there who are new to this channel trying to get in shape. And all you're going to do is you're just going to get down as soon as you finish those 8 to 12 reps. Just do those clap push-ups like I'm doing here, and just like do as many as you can in 30 seconds. And then after you finish that, you rest approximately 70 to 90 seconds, and then you get back into the workout routine and do it 3 more sets. What we're going to be doing in this workout was we're going to be focusing on combining compound lifts with compound just like exercise calisthenics. So that's where it's going to give you the best of both worlds, so you can get that truly great aesthetic and just strong physique overall. After that, we go on to some dumbbell rows, or again, it can be barbell rows, whatever you prefer. And you're going to do approximately 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps again, and you're going to do that, just making sure those last 4 reps, those always want to be a grind. Like that's something you want to go for. Those last 4 reps, just, oh God, they're going to be hard to get through, but you got to push yourself to get through them. And then what you're going to do after you finish a set of barbell or dumbbell rows, excuse me, you're going to go right into body rows. Now what I'm doing here is I'm lying on the ground and I'm using a barbell that is attached to my squat rack, and I'm just pulling myself up. And it's the same thing I did with the push-ups I was doing earlier. All you're going to do is you're going to squeeze at the top and do as many as you can in 30 seconds. So the calisthenic exercises are always going to be how many you can do for 30 seconds. And then after you finish that, you're going to go into 70 to 90 seconds. And remember to keep your core nice and contracted so you don't throw out your lower back, and really squeeze it. This is going to give you those nice traps that Garou has, or Garou has. I'm sorry, I keep saying the other name wrong, but it's going to give you those nice like upper back muscles, and just everything is going to look super aesthetic when you're finished with this, and also get you super strong too, because our boy is one badass dude. Next up, we're still on the back. We're going to be doing pull-ups. Again, you could do any type of pull-up you want. I suggest doing wide to really get that wide lateral thing, like that Cobra vibe going on. And we're going to be doing, you know, pretty basic stuff. Just do them. You can either do them weighted if you want to. You can do like what I'm doing here, where I do a knee raise and then do the pull-up. So I'm working my core and working my upper bodies. But we're going to superset that with this exercise called Cobras. It's a bodyweight exercise. All you want to do is an isometric. All you're doing is you're just holding yourself up in the position I'm holding right here, making sure your core is still on the floor and your lower legs are lifted off the floor, making sure this should not give you any pain in your lower back. It actually is a lower back strengthener that I picked up in physical therapy, and I love it a lot. And it also works your insane upper back muscles really well when you contract it. Really squeeze it for those 30 seconds, and then just feel it. You will feel like a great burn going. But if you're not strong enough to do that yet, you could just do what I'm doing here. This is a beginner variation of it. And remember, just take your time, build up, all right? Even if you're gonna be a supervillain, you gotta take your time to be in the badass you need to be, like our boy Garou. Then, of course, we've got some simple dips. You can either add weight to them. I'm just doing standard dips right now because my weight belt broke. And so I'm just going to be doing, standard dips. Just make sure your shoulders are pushed back, your chest is forward, and you load down and slowly control yourself up. Remember, if you can get a tempo of like 1 and then A, B, C, D, 2, A, B, C, D, that's going to give you the best strength gains and best muscle gains when doing this. And that's around 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps as well. After that, what we're going to do, you're going to superset those standard dips with body dips, what I'm doing right here. So you're going to lift your right leg up into the air and do approximately 10 dips. Then you're going to switch legs and do the left leg in the air and do 10 dips. And then you're going to do this hello my baby, hello my honey kick dance right here. And that's just going to give you a nice tricep exercise. Again, rest 70, 90 seconds between the workout and then try it again for approximately 3 more times. Then we're going to get into our final 4-set thing. Dumbbell squats, or it could be barbell squats. Remember, just make sure you have a spotter if you use a barbell. And just you're going to be doing 3 sets of 15 reps because Garou has strong legs, so I really want those endurance in those legs. So you make sure you do 12 to 15 reps in them. And then after you finish those 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps, what you're gonna go into is Hindu squats. Now Hindu squats, if you're not familiar with them, all you're gonna do is come up onto the ball of your foot like I'm doing here, like you're sort of on your tippy toes, and then you're gonna squat down, making a looping motion with your arms. This is a fast exercise for tempo. This is one of the best exercises that you can do for not only just strengthening the legs all over, but also helping you have some rehabilitation for your knees so you can still train your legs. If you're a person who has knee issues, then this is an exercise that I highly recommend adding into it. Just make sure you go to a doctor or physical therapist first to make sure you're not doing more damage. But once I incorporated these, oh my god, my legs feel stronger than ever. Then we got some basic dumbbell exercises, but I'm doing reverse lunges because honestly, the reason I like these is because it makes my butt pop a bit more when I do it. So yeah, I got some nice Jax booty action for you. And all I'm doing here, 3 sets, 12 reps, each leg, making sure each leg gets a point. Like when people say 3 sets of 12, sometimes they just do 6 each leg. No, make sure you're doing 12 each leg. That's the way to increase the strength and the muscularity in the muscle. And then what we're going to do with that, we're going to switch into just body weight lunges, what I'm doing right here, very simple, just body weight lunges, as many you can do for 30 seconds. And then to finish up the strength training portion, we're going to be doing double crunches like what I'm doing here, and I've done these countless times on my channel already, so no need to explain right there. Just follow along with what I'm doing. Make sure when you crunch at the top, you are blowing out all the air, contracting, getting that blood flow all around the abdomen. Yes, it's great. And we're going to superset that with mountain climbers, and both of these are going to be timed. So you're going to do 30 seconds of double crunches, 30 seconds of mountain climbers, and then you're going to alternate that for 5 times. Try to rest as little as possible, and that is going to give you a nice little finisher that sort of also counts as a HIIT workout too, because those mountain climbers can be very cardio-esque and stuff like that. It's just great. So make sure you get that done. Now this is going to be medicine ball slams. Now it's very similar to how Garou just slams freaking heroes' heads into the ground, alright? Like that. So all you're going to do is you're going to get a nice weighted ball, one of the bouncy ones, not one of those ones you just slam. Those do work too. And all you're going to do is just like powerfully slam that shit into the ground and let it bounce up and catch it and keep slamming it as hard as you can, and do that for 4 sets of 30 seconds. Yes, it's going to be really, really intense, and like it's going to make your heart rate just shoot up, and it's going to be amazing. You're working your triceps, your back, your legs. It's just a phenomenal exercise for building that power, and you could just have fun with it. Just imagine like, I can't believe you had to go insult me. Ugh. Here's another weighted ball exercise for you. All you're gonna do is get a medicine ball and make sure it's weighted again, and throw it up into the air and catch it, and then do a little squat at the bottom, and then keep pressing as hard as you can, and do that for approximately 3 sets of 30 seconds. If you're outside or you have a big area, chuck that shit. Like, chuck it in the air, catch it, and then powerfully throw it up. This is working your shoulders, your triceps, some actually upper chest as well. Did you know that? That's a cool little fact right there. And of course your legs, is working your legs too. So just make sure you're doing it safe and controlled. Don't like just completely throw your arm out the socket, but like have some nice power into it. This is great for it's a great plyometric exercise and great for developing power too. Now for cardio days, you know, simple stuff like before, like, because Garou is just Garou. I'm sorry, I keep saying it that way. I'm just used to it. Garou is always just owning heroes left and right and training martial arts as a little kid. Make sure you are boxing, shadow boxing, doing martial arts, something on the cardio days. Like the 3 cardio days you're gonna have is, you know, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Make sure you're doing either shadow boxing, punching the heavy bag, or sparring someone, because that is the great way to just increase your strength overall, increase your power. Like if you're just trying to be a badass fighter, make sure you're sparring people. That is one thing. But if you can't, shadow boxing works just as well. Just imagine you're fighting an imaginary opponent. It doesn't have to be pretty. Like, you don't have to be like, you know, freaking Mike Tyson sparring or Floyd Mayweather sparring. All like everyone, the first step at getting good at something is to suck at it first. So remember, just gradually build your way up. Like, you know, just slowly get into the groove, and then like eventually you can start throwing stuff in there and then improving. But like, that's why I do recommend sparring, just so you can like put it to use. But yes, definitely get that in for approximately 30 minutes on your day off, and that's going to be your strength training portion. Or you could do an hour if you really want to, but that's what you're going to do for your cardio days. We're not focusing on running, we're just focusing on fighting these days, and that's going to help you just increase your stamina, help you lean out faster, because fighting will help you lean out like a motherfucker if you're eating properly. So make sure you're doing that. All right, so for the Garou, tough like the Toonz, remember, this is what we're going to do. Bench press with push-ups. That's going to be 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps for bench press, supersetted with 4 sets of 30 seconds of clap push-ups. Then we're going on to dumbbell rows, supersetted with body rows, and those are going to be 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps, and 4 sets, 30 seconds for the calisthenic exercises. Pull-ups, 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps, and then you go on to Cobras, 4 sets, 30-second hold, and then pretty much the same thing for most of these, like until we get to the squats, and then we get to squats, which is just dumbbell squats or barbell squats, whatever you want to prefer. 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps. Hindu squats, 30 seconds, and then the same thing, dumbbell lunges, 3 sets, 12 reps each leg. Body lunges, 30 seconds. Double crunches, 30 seconds. Mountain climbers, 30 seconds, alternate for approximately 5 times, no rest in between. Then of course you've got the ball throws, that's going to be 3 sets of 30 seconds, and the ball slams, those are going to be 4 sets of 30 seconds, and that'll be your workout. And then on your cardio days, shadow boxing, bag work, and sparring. So make sure you get it in, and you too can be a monster like freaking Garou. Well, dudes and dudettes, I hope you enjoyed today's workout, and I hope you got a nice sweat going. You got worked out, you're really training, now you're gonna go take on some heroes. Please don't, because you'll go to jail for assault. But I want you to remember, just take your time, build up, slowly working increments, and constantly challenge yourself. That's the key to improving, is constantly challenging yourself so that you become stronger all around. And for those of you who feel like, oh, I don't have the will or motivation or discipline to do this that consistently, ironically, I have a whole program designed for getting that hero's will, so just switch it to supervillain since you have the will to be a monster. And yeah, it's an entire program I designed to help you develop that hero's will so that you want to train constantly, so you want to just be the best you possible in anything. It doesn't even have to do with training, just be the best you possible in anything you want to accomplish, so be sure to check that down below. And for those of you who want like a mainstream program with like nutrition and diet and sleep and schedules and all that jazz, then be sure to check out my description box down below, because I have a mighty guide, a home program routine that you can use to build muscle and burn fat at home with no equipment needed whatsoever. Or I have All Might's Aim to Pass American Dream Plan, which is just a weight training program that you can use to build muscle at the gym and get strong and athletic like your favorite heroes and move like them. But remember, like I always say, keep calm and booyah on, and don't forget, Momentai, go train hard and become the monster hero like Garou. But again, seriously don't, because you will go to jail for assault.